Hey, what's up everyone? Shane here with ROA Off-Road. We're at the Flagstaff Overland Expo. This is a brand new trailer. Very first time you're seeing it. It's probably on this video, so make sure you give them a sub for bringing this exclusive content to you. This trailer literally has come out 2 days ago, and it came straight to this show to be revealed here. So this is a company called Pause. It's actually owned by Forest River. This company, they have 9 different floor plans. A lot of people have complained about the weight because a lot of them are like 7,000–8,000 pounds. You need a heavy duty truck, diesel truck. So finally, Pause really listens to all the feedback that we give them. And finally, they've now released a 4,500 pound trailer, which is right here. So you're gonna be able to easily tow this with a half ton, potentially Jeep Gladiator with a max tow package. But let's walk around this thing. So we have indoor, outdoor kitchen, cooking area. We have a grill top. We have some storage underneath this grill. And then this is an outdoor sink. And then you have hot and cold water that you can use to spray in here, and it just hooks in to this spot right there. Now we close this up. We have a fridge or freezer, and then you have a food grade cutting board up here. This closes, and there you have it. I love this because when I'm actually camping and driving down the street, if I want to stop and grab a drink really quick, that's where I put my drinks. Whatever, not like alcoholic drinks while I'm driving, soda pop, right? Anyway, coming over here, we have a front articulating hitch. Now this is really cool. If you're into the off-road overland space, everybody knows about articulating hitches nowadays. Cruise Master is kind of the most famous one, but you see Mick hitches, you see poly blocks from Australia. This is made in America. The guy who dreamed up the Pause, he said, I want to make everything in America. So this is actually a 2 5/16 ball hitch. So this is the largest ball hitch you can get. And when you open this up, it becomes a full articulating hitch up and down. It will move side to side for your camber. But when you get on the freeway or the highway, you can lock it back in. And then you can also use this with weight distribution hitch if you wanted to, for eliminating any potential sway. Of course, another thing I want to point out is they do have the Anderson connection. So if you pull this out right here, you have a connection where you can plug in your Anderson plug, and this will allow you to charge your batteries up to 50 amps per hour while driving, which is a lot of amperage. Now coming down here, we have our stabilizers jacks. These are manual, so there's just a crank tool that they come with. And then over here, we have an electric tongue jack that you use this to lift up and down to be able to get off and on your truck. Coming over here, we have a pass-through storage, and that goes all the way, not actually pass-through, sorry, my bad, the backside of the kitchen. And then of course, another thing I want to point out is this area is heated. So this trailer is considered a 4 seasons trailer. So the entire underbelly is covered, has a shield under here, and so it's completely protected with the aluminum underbelly, and also the heat is ducted down into there so the water tanks don't freeze. You also have pads on the water heater. And then another thing is this is an aluminum frame and everything is huck riveted, so these are not welded. So this goes through a machine, a laser cutter, and it will cut out every single hole perfectly every single time, the exact same spot. Everything's huck riveted together, so you're not dealing with human error, with welds. And the cool thing about huck riveted frames as well, you see this on semi trucks, suspension bridges, you see it on airplanes, jets. Huck riveted is generally designed for more vibration, so you're gonna have, it's gonna be better for off-roading, and it's gonna just stand the test of time. Of course, we have a ladder that goes up to the roof, so you can access and be able to get up to your solar. Moving back here, we have a bike cargo rack. This does fold up and out of the way, so you don't have to have this down while you're in transit if you're not carrying bikes, and you'll have more clearance. But if you wanted to put some cargo on there, generator, bicycles, no problem. Now, I was mentioning the solar on the roof. It does come with 600 watts of solar on the roof and an additional 800 for expandable with briefcase. Those briefcases were in that front compartment that I opened up, and you could see. Now right here you have 2 solar charge controllers. These are Victron systems, so you have one that goes directly to the roof and the other one is going to go to the briefcase panels. So 1,400 watts of solar. That's a crazy amount of solar for a trailer that's only 14 feet long. Now the battery system, you can have, it's expandable anywhere from 270 amps all the way up to 1,080 amps of battle-born lithium. That's a crazy amount of power for a small trailer like this. As a comparison, and you might want to go and double check, make a comment below if I'm wrong, the Earth Roamer, last time I checked, they were putting around 1,400 or 1,500 amps of lithium. So we're talking $1 million bus or motorhome, and this almost has the same amount of power in a teeny little trailer, which is crazy when you think about it. You can run the air conditioner off grid. The reason why is because you have this Victron 3,000 watt inverter that will charge the system when you're plugged into shore power, and when you're off grid, it will take the batteries and allow you to invert them so that you can run your air conditioner, your microwave, laptops, camera gear, whatever you want to plug in and charge, you can do that because of that inverter. Right here, this is, I pointed it out up front, that was that DC to DC charger. This is the newest Victron DC to DC, and it is a 50 amp. So that will allow you to charge that 1,080 amps of lithium at 50 amps per hour while you're driving down the road. So your truck essentially becomes a generator for your trailer while you're driving. And then over here, this is the Servo GX. This system actually is the brains of everything. And if you were to have an issue, something was off, you can call in our tech support line. We are headquartered in Utah. We have a guy that can actually remote into your trailer and can tell you what's happening with your electrical system, if there's an adjustment or something that needs to be reset. So really cool to be able to get into your system and help you down the road. At ROA Off-Road, we believe that the sale should all the service should happen after the sale, and we have this exclusive tech line where you can call in and get all that type of stuff done, which is really cool and unique. A lot of places don't do that, and we do have stores all over the country now to be able to support you better. We got an outlet right here. You might say, why the heck is there an outlet randomly up here? I guess charge your e-bikes if you wanted to in the back. That's a good reason. There is also an option for a table that drops down right here, so it can become a prep area, or you can use it to throw gear down and charge stuff on it. It's actually, you want to point out that table right there? So it's this table. You can kind of see it's a big old table. So that can be installed onto this little guy. Obviously that's going to add weight. One of the really cool things about this trailer is that 4,500 pounds. So when you start adding too much stuff, it's going to obviously increase the weight. This also has a more ride suspension. There are two different suspension options, a rubber shear spring suspension option, which is what this is sitting on right now. Now that is the lighter of the options, and you're going to have about 4 inches of travel. Now, if you want to go to the most robust, most incredible system, you're going to go down to this one, which is going to be your air ride independent more ride suspension, and that is going to give you 12 inches of travel. It's going to give you the ability to get to a campsite and be able to level side to side. Really incredible. And the ride, everything is going to articulate like crazy. And you can see that's a picture of the air suspension. You're going to have Bilstein gas shocks, as well as limiting wire so it can't overextend. And then come on inside and I'll show you how beautiful this little guy is. Here we are inside. One of the things that I really appreciate about this is you can have a table all the time in here and be able to kind of sit in this corner, have a space, and not intrude with the bed area. You can be able to close this, put this out of the way. Lots of outlets. We have a tower right here. Gives you 2 standard outlets as well as USBs. Around the corner over here, we have an additional outlet. If that one wasn't enough, if 2 wasn't enough, you got 4 outlets. Lots of power in the MDC trailers. Right here, we have another tower, as well as more USB chargers. And then by the bed, at the foot of the bed, you have a very large TV, and there's an outlet behind this area. And this kind of comes and swings out, and you can, sit at the table. Massive TV. I don't know if you need all that. Also at the head of the bed over here, where you're laying down, you'll have your regular outlets. You'll have 12 volt for a CPAP machine if you need that. And then you have the USB-C and the standard USB, as well as your control for your furnace at night, which is really nice, because if you're sleeping at night, you don't want to get up, you could just control the heat right there. Easy to manage. We have lighting over the bed. You also have another outlet up here too, I didn't point out. So it's kind of a his and hers outlet. These are like the little details. I mean, like, holy moly, do you have enough outlets in this trailer? You absolutely do. This storage, these latches are metal and they're locking. So when you open that up, it's gonna come out of the way. One of the cool things is they have, I mentioned there's like 9 different models, and previously they were all white, this side and this side. And so they've kind of done this two-tone wood grain on this newest model. And this is super deep. It's really hard to tell, but this is a really good amount of storage space. Of course, you have some coat racks up here as well. And then moving on over to the kitchen area. This is a Formica material, but you can option it out to get a solid surface. It's an acrylic, but it feels like a Korean rock material. And then of course you have lots and lots of storage up here. Another thing is I want to point out is the walls, the way these walls are designed, they don't actually run wiring in the walls, which is a good thing, because if you ever had a break or an issue with your electrical, how would you access it? It would be very hard. Also, it really helps with insulation, because you're not boring out holes through the wall and creating gaps in there. So the insulation is super good on these, all of the pause lineups. Some of the best insulation, I think, in the market on a trailer that you can buy. 4 seasons, but they're good in hot and cold. Now, the wiring, because they're not on the wall, they're actually outside. And so you have these panels here. So you just remove these screws and then you can pull this panel out and you can access all the wiring harnesses behind the panels. So I just think that's really important for servicing it down the line. And then coming down here, we have lots of storage underneath here, as well as a big storage area under here. We do have a little cover, and this goes on right here. So the sink drops down, and you can cover the sink and be able to use this as a storage spot. Coming over to here, we have a stove, and then down below the stove, we have a microwave. But this is not just a microwave, this is also a convection oven. But it's not just a convection oven, it's also an air fryer. Now, one of the things that I absolutely love about Pause, and the man behind Pause, which is Maynard, is he's super responsive and he listens to the market. And so a lot of people are requesting an air fryer. They're like, can you do an air fryer? And here you go, got an air fryer. So underneath the bed, right over here, we have some nice storage as well. And everything's soft close with the locking latch. Everything works off switches. You got some nice lighting at the foot of the cabinets, just that extra mood lighting. And then coming over into this space, you have your refrigerator. Now, I showed you that little freezer tray outside for your soda pop or beers at camp. But inside, you have a fridge and freezer. These are 12-volt refrigerators, so they're going to completely work off of battery solar, and you're never gonna run out of like gas or propane. As long as you have sun, you're going to be able to keep on going. And then the little storage compartment, trying to utilize all the space, even down here. Look at that. Got another little storage compartment. Got a lot of cleaning supplies in here because we're at the show. Everybody makes messes of everything. And once again, you have that ability to access the panels back there. And then Truma. Truma is the air conditioning system in here. And Truma is really, truly one of the best components companies in the world. It's a German company, and they're known for making some of the most efficient water heaters, furnaces. There's the AC just kicked on, and that is completely off-grid. We are not plugged into anything, and we're running air conditioner off-grid. That's incredible. Coming around here, I want to show off some of this. This is your Victron system. Look at this. We're at 100%. Believe it or not, we had this AC running for like 2 hours yesterday because we came in and did a live video, And we were running the air conditioner yesterday, and here it is today. We're at 100% power while we're running the air conditioner. Of course, you have all your lights, switches in here, and your awning to control your awning on the exterior. And that awning also has lights as well. Now, last of all, a trailer that is only 14 feet, you do have a dry bathroom. So it has a separate shower area and a toilet. Now this is a black tank toilet, 30 gallons. And if you don't like that or want that, at ROA Off-Road, we always option toilets for people. Take the toilets out and we can put any type of toilet you want. Incinerator toilets, those are toilets that burn your poop to ash, and then you can throw it out, you know, in the fire pit. Literally non-toxic. But there's so many different options out there, like composting toilets. So you don't have to, if you're an off-road, you're truly, you know, want to be off-grid, you can option for any toilet. But that is the all-new Pause. This is the 14.3 Reboot. This is, like I said, one of the best built trailers in America that you're going to be able to see. You can go out and do the research, but you've now seen it here on this channel, so don't forget to go down and subscribe if you want to learn more about these types of trailers, or you want to come visit ROA Off-Road and see all of our lineup. We are one of the very first purely off-road dealerships in America. We have 4 stores now: South Carolina, Arizona, Colorado, and in Utah. And all we work in is exclusively off-road, off-grid, overlanding, camping trailers. And we are always in the pursuit of excellence, so we're always trying to find the best built, best quality. So go to our website, it's rvsofamerica.com or ROA Off-Road. We also have a YouTube channel where we do tons of crazy stuff and tour these trailers, try to flip them, break them, and you can go check that stuff out. Hey, have a wonderful day, and don't forget to subscribe. See you later.